The island doesn't look big enough to land a plane on. It's a pretty sight from above, calling to mind all sorts of poetic images. An agate, shining brown and green, flung down in folds of sea blue satin. A blob of variegated Play Doh left in a basin of water by a forgetful child. An oval braided rug on a green glass floor. The more elaborate, graphic, detail specific you can be in your descriptive language, the more successful you can become as a speaker. Hey guys, did you miss me? That definitely came out wrong. I sounded more like Moriarty from my ever favorite Sherlock Holmes series. Not that I'm not a fan of Moriarty's brilliance, but I don't want to be that ultimate villain. So, hi everyone, this is Sheila once again, your average, not super awesome, fairly interesting local next door local vlogger. I said that wrong. But nonetheless, that's what I wanted to say. And it's a Monday, and my vlog is coming a little bit late just because I wasn't really feeling that well over the weekend. So, technically, I spent the weekend sleeping, resting, doing nothing really. So I hope you forgive me for that. But nonetheless, today we are up for a fresh new topic that we want to talk about a little more. And once again, before we talk about anything at all on my channel, I do want to put on a disclaimer that I'm not an expert, and these are humble suggestions and thoughts. Up to you whether they're something that could help or not. Alright, so in relevance to what I said in my intro, today we'll talk about your descriptive language. So I said the more that you could describe, the more successful you can actually be as a speaker. Given that we're not Americans and English is not our native tongue, so technically we didn't really grow up with such language. It could be very difficult and challenging for us to be able to describe things in plain, straight English language. So then, thus, there's a lot of challenge when it comes to translating the way we describe things overall into the American style of describing things. So I decided to put on a little activity just to be more engaging with my topic today. So I'm gonna show you um, photos of some of my drawings. Please don't judge. Those are a hobby of mine as a kid, and they're not definitely perfect. I drew them without any rewrites, any possibility of erasure, and I just drew them with a plain ballpoint pen. So one take, one go. That's the final product you're gonna see. So I'm gonna show them on the screen, and if you can, try to describe them with as many adjectives and words as you could. And let's check where we are in our descriptive language. So here's the first photo. So how did you describe it? How many words did you exactly come up with? This was the photo, by the way, that you were seeing. You could see that. There we go. Inspiration of that is Cape Town, if I'm remembering correctly, from Somebody Feed Phil series. And I would describe that personally as this. The ravaging waves danced playfully in beautiful contrast to the serenity of the sparkling waters. Did you describe it the same way? Let me go to the next photo and let's see if we do just a little bit better. How's the second photo? The second photo was this. There you go. And I did write my own description, and I would describe that as such rustic, homey, and classic vibe achieved by this alluring display of antique-like furnitures serenade my soul. So, was that as descriptive as you were able to describe the photo as? So, what's the point of the blabbering that we are doing today? I'm saying that the more articulate you could be in describing the things that you actually see, or the situations you would want to describe, or the feelings that you have, the more successful you can actually become as a speaker. Now, what are my suggestions to you to better your descriptive capabilities? One is, let's learn to observe. Observe not just by plain initial sight, but by really paying more attention to more details. The more details you pay attention to or you get to notice, the more that you could graphically describe something, and the more that you could actually paint a way better picture of whatever you're trying to describe. Another tip is expose yourself to a lot of channels that would help you grow your vocabulary. One of those will be reading books, descriptive books as much as possible, books about places, books about probably a very industry specific book that could help you describe more technically, or maybe watch series that would talk about describing a lot of things. Any theme will actually do, but the more that you expose yourself to the English language and how they generally go about describing things, the better you could become. When it comes to also articulating the things that you are aiming to describe. I hope that's a little bit helpful, and I wouldn't make it that long today. So I just want to wish everyone a beautiful week ahead. Go, 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 fight, fight, fight. Enjoy, everyone. Take care.